Back to the channel. This is Anas Ahmad, and we are going to overview Penpot today, a great contender for Figma. So, designer, are you tired of these debates, Figma versus Sketch versus, out there are many softwares, Azure and everything. Let's talk about a fresh contender, Penpot, that is not very fresh, but it's been there around like 5 years, but it's doing a great job because it's free, it's open source, and it's not just for designers, it's for developers as well. First time you're seeing any design tool that is out of the corporate capitalism, and we are seeing an open source design platform that is doing a great job, and it's, anyone can be a developer, can be a part of this community, and community is very good. So this prototyping tool and design tool offers a lot of similar functionalities that Figma offers. Some of it maybe you can say it's going to be hit and miss, but so Penpot is a web-based and open source platform that is for designing and prototyping. This tool is great contender and a competition for a Figma, because Figma is getting expensive day by day and Adobe is not coming slow. But the problem is whether it's going to be expensive, but are we getting the value that what we are paying for? Some of it, yes, but the problem is when there is an open source option like Penpot, there is a possibility that you can use that platform rather than a paid option. So we are seeing the first time any platform as offering free design tool, because the Canva is also a design tool, but it's not for like prototyping and full-fledged UI UX design and product design and do wireframing and all. It's just a design tool that's for non-designers. So I think the Penpot has a very great edge. So let's see how it works and what we have here. It works like your usual design tool: frames, shapes, text, typography, fonts, and prototyping links and all. Let me show you right now that how it works. So here it is. This is the landing screen when you log in from their page. This is the projects, this is the libraries that they already have, the design token, starter kit, wireframe, prototype templates, UI mockup example. There are a lot of libraries and templates they already have because it's an open source platform. So it has that functionalities and that, a community that works with them. The great thing is we can start from their prototype examples page. This is just an example page by Penpot itself. Good thing is it's look like a Figma. Like it doesn't look very different from Figma. It does look very Figma, but just colors different. But it has something very interesting things that Figma doesn't offer. So we're going to explore a little bit of a UI of this and then get back to what features that we have in Penpot. So as Figma has pages, it has multiple pages. It has assets tab where you can create components of your designs and put it on the assets tab. And there is this tokens tab, which we do not see in Figma. We have variables, but we do not see separate tab for tokens in Figma. So what we can do here is themes. We can create themes like dark mode, light mode, and whatever you wanted. You can create sets. Sets are just a group to create modes and other things. I can explain in detail in future tutorials of what it do and how it works. I'm just right now reviewing the UI. Here you can see you can create tokens. This is not the tokens that is right now in this file. It is for you to create tokens. Like if you want to create border radius token, you can add and give it a name, small radius, and you can add the value, maybe 16, and description. It is for smaller screens. Now it is saved here, and now wherever I want I can use this small radius and it will be applied over it. So this is how it works. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can import and export tools. That is a cool option. I'll show you in a minute. You can import it from, you can create tools. So in a single JSON file, the first level keys should be a token names, the multiple file name, path names, or set names. So basically you can import tokens from other files, like from Figma. If you are using Figma right now and you want to switch to Penpot, you can import tokens and export it from Figma in a JSON file. If you don't know how to do that, we can show you how to do that. But that's a very interesting thing because we do not see this in Figma, because if you have to create a token from another file, you have to, create it again or copy paste or something, do uh, or something like that. So that's very interesting because Penpot gives here an option. Penpot gives here an option for importing tokens or even exporting. That's very great. Here is the toolbar where we see board. Board is basically a frame and shapes like rectangle, triangle. One thing I have been seeing here is this does not have as many shapes as we have in Figma, and that's very interesting. Because that's something people would use it for. We got pen tool, we got pencil tool, which you can draw here. Um, we have image tool, which we can import image for, use typography and do whatever you want with this tool. And we have here, the interesting thing here is, if we have, let's control C, um, for example, we have selected this button and we can go and prototype it. We can have multiple, events. If you click here, mouse enter, mouse leave, and on click. So as Figma has a lot of trigger options like delay and, a lot of options we have seen over Figma. So that's very interesting because in prototyping, Figma has an edge right now because obviously, so Figma has more towards giving more features because the people are paying it for. So right now they are developing these features and triggers. Penpot developers are creating and constantly upgrading the platform. It's an open source platform. So sometimes it takes time to implement new features. But the good thing is it's an open source. You can request any feature, and your feature, if your feature gets the votes, you can get it on the platform, and it's very quick. If an open source platform, you don't have that the hierarchy to follow to that at the feature for. So I think it's really great. We can add destination relative to if you want to auto or button itself. I'll explain in the next video. um, Position, obviously you can select if you are using overlay. You can have multiple things like easy in, easy out. We don't have custom bezier option here. That's okay. We have none. We have multiple animation options, but there's no smart animate. Maybe there is in a lineup. I'll see that, but right now I cannot see that. So here is a basic overview of the platform. If you are the one who is looking to switch from Figma, so these are some constraints I can say that you're not going to get here from if you are switching from Figma, but it is here. And this platform is growing exponentially, so you are going to get these features very soon. And you can see their updates on their website, what they're working on. And here is a very interesting thing again, is inspect, and it's free. That's awesome, because now you have to pay for a developer mode in Figma, but here in Penpot you don't have to pay anything to inspect or to export code. But there is a catch. Actually, not a catch, but there's a limitation for this. Like, if I click on this button and I see the code, I can see HTML for that, whole HTML, and CSS. And if you want SVG, we can have SVG as well. What we miss here is iOS and Android export, which is fine because I don't think so. Not everybody uses that, but I'm not sure. So, but this HTML one is really important because this is a web-based platform, and it's really easy for to export it from here. One more thing that I wanted to share with you guys is there is no variance in components like Figma. Like, we are used to of using variants in multiple states and while creating the component, but the problem here is we cannot create multiple states, component states over here. I'm hoping that they're working on that, because you know that's a giveaway. Like, I personally use that a lot, and I want to keep using that. If it's not the constraint for you or limitation for you, then you can come to the platform, and it's free, it's cheap, it's great for developers, it's open source. You can even self-host. I will tell you in a bit what is self-host. So So let's explore the Penpot's website and see what else they offer. First, what we see here is a great support for collaboration that I forgot to tell you about, that they have team collaboration as well, but means that multiple people can design at the same time and leave comments for anyone else. And that's a very good thing. There are loss in translation and hands of drama, but now here you can do, export a lot of things free, and developers can export anything for free. And I'm going to emphasize the free because Figma has done a very bad job, because exporting a code from a design file to charge it from is just, I mean, like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry for my grammar, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so the other thing that they offer is self-host. Self-hosting is something that Figma can never do that because they don't want you to get off their platform. What is self-host? Self-host is basically installing Penpot in your own domain or server, which means you are going to keep your files as secure as in your server. So you don't rely on Penpot server. You have your own domain, and you install Penpot on your own server, and voila, you can use it, and no security problems, because you are the one who's going to install it on your own server. So that's an amazing take, because usually don't no design tool in the market is doing that. I mean, the one I know. And there is integrations and API for this, and technical guide for developers and changelog. There is a community space that is where you're going to request the new features and see what is coming up in the roadmap. So as we see is event and announcement help us improve past, as the community contribution, self-host related questions inside Penpot. There's a lot of things, and there's this very interesting category with Penpot where designers share what they have designed through Penpot, and there is an endless possibilities that what you create with Penpot. So the good thing is Penpot is giving you the code of HTML, which is amazing. Like if you go to the events and announcements, so we see that Penpot's pricing. All you need to know is a pricing for enterprise or corporate people, because for that they need to have a bigger servers, and obviously they need more space. So they are charging for that, but that is very minimal. I'll show you in a moment. There's a very interesting thing that I saw here is how to prepare your files for the upcoming variants. That is an amazing thing, because variants is launching, and this is a recent post, which means we are getting variants. And this is the giveaway that I was thinking that, oh, okay, so they are launching it. So I didn't even know about it. I just got to know that while making this video, because it's just 2 days old and I didn't get to know that. And it's amazing that they are launching variants, and voila, I'm, to be honest, I'm 100% switching to Penpot, because that's an amazing opportunity for me, because it's free. So let's see what's the pricing that they're offering. So the professional version is free, where you has no file limits, unlimited teams, plugins, open source, up to 8 team members, up to 10 GB of storage. Typical file size is 10 to 100 MBs, which means you can have around 1,000 of files. In unlimited version, we have more space, and they have a lot of monthly bill. Never pay more than 175 per month, no matter your team size. That's amazing, and this is only $7 per editor. So Penpot also has webhooks and an API. You can integrate design changes into your dev pipeline, notify slacks, trigger builds, automate workflows, and this you cannot find in Figma. This is a Figma's shortcomings. um, so what's webhook? So webhooks are like automatic notification your app sends out when something happens. Imagine Penpot as a restaurant. When your food is ready, instead of you checking the kitchen every 2 minutes, the waiter tells you instantly. So that's, hey, it's ready. Message a webhook. So basically, the notification that is, hey, it's ready, that your food is ready, that is a message, and that message is a webhook. So in Penpot's case, if the design is updated, a webhook will create or ping another app that like Slack, GitHub, or any CI/CD pipeline that is ready. Now let's talk about the plugin support. They've also recently, a year back, has launched plugin support for the Penpot, which has enabled Penpot to do a lot of things that the platform itself was not able to do before. So it's early, but the ecosystem is growing. So they are launching contests for the plugin development, pushing people and other developers to develop more to make their platform solid competitor. And they have an edge because it's an open source platform. So is it better than Figma? That's a very interesting question. Better is very subjective because for some it's better, for some it's not. For me, it's kind of a tie because there are some things that is better in Penpot, like tokens. It has a different tab, and you can export HTML, CSS properly from there, and it's free in developer mode, and you can send the link to anyone, and and anyone can export from your file, and that's a very great option. But at the same time, Figma has more features in terms of variables, component states, more prototyping options. So there is this, interesting balance kind of, because Figma is going to be a first priority for the more professional designers who are working in organizations because that's what they need. But for early designers, like you, if you are in freelancing or you are starting a career, you don't want to spend that much of money in Figma. That I would suggest you should use Penpot, and it's an amazing platform. I'll show you in future videos that how we can create apps and websites through that, and it's going to be very interesting episode. So Penpot offers a similar platform, but it has some issues. It sometimes jitters while zooming in and out. It's not as smooth as Figma. It's a personal thing, but it is it needs a little bit of a polish in that sense, in that user experience sense. But to be honest, it's one of the best. It's free, it's open source, and you can self-host on your domains. So today we have learned and see that what is the difference between Penpot and Figma, and why you should use Penpot and switch from Figma to Penpot. And if you like the video, please like and comment down below and share it with your friends who are designers and looking for a better option than Figma that is free, open source, and great for developers as well. So stay tuned with our videos. Meet me in the next one.